Now, we wanted to talk about something that's a little bit difficult, so a bit of a content warning, particularly if you've got kids in the room, but it's a really important issue about online pornography. So Number 10 have said that they've listened to a review by Baroness Bertin and they're going to be banning anything that shows women being choked. Now, I'm pleased to say that Baroness Bertin is with us live. It's great to have you. We've spoken about this issue before and how important it is. And I know that you spent an awful lot of time looking into this, which must have been pretty difficult yourself.
Oh, my goodness. If I, you know, the only reason I keep going is because I feel so strongly we've got to do something about this. But frankly, if I never have to talk about porn again, I'd be a happy woman. But it's really good news today that they've announced that they're going to ban strangulation porn.
And strangulation, I mean, it sounds obvious, but just to explain why this in particular is so important, it's because it's dangerous, right? It could be life-threatening. It's
so dangerous. There is no safe way to strangle someone. It's actually the biggest cause of stroke in young women under the age of 40. It has real-life consequences. So that's obviously the reason why it absolutely should be outlawed. But the other reason is that it's one of the areas of where online pornography has really started to affect offline activity. And so there were so many reports and pieces of evidence put into our review that said that particularly young women, nearly 40% of young women have been strangled in sexual activity, expect to be strangled. I mean, that's crazy. But unfortunately, it's the sort of it's the beginning of change rather than just the end of.
It's almost one of those things when you see it announced, you wonder why it hasn't been done before. Are there other areas of pornography that are out there widely and allowed and legal at the moment that you also think should fall under this category? Yeah,
100%. So you've got this ridiculous situation, in my view, where the offline pornography rules and regulation is governed by a different set of rules to the online. So you've got easy access to online porn, free to view online porn, and it's governed by rules that a vast majority of the pornography that you can see online actually would be illegal offline.
Offline, so that means that offline means like magazines.
Yeah, DVDs, magazines. The
like
BBFC do a very good job at regulating, you know, content. They have a very strong set of guidelines that say degrading, abusive content that could recreate child sexual abuse, for example, or encourage an interest in child sexual abuse, completely, you know, would not be legal for distribution. However, in the offline world, there is not that law in place, and that's what we are going to try and amend in the crime and policing bill.
But that, I mean, that is absolute madness. Where does that stem from? Stem from that free speech is sort of more protected online, or
no,
what?
It's not. I mean, look, obviously we have to be very clear to disaggregate it from free speech, because obviously it's certainly not anything to do with free speech. What it is, I'm afraid, is the porn industry, because it is a free-to-view business model. They are getting a lot more money for more extreme content. So it sort of pays for the model and for the content to get more and more extreme. So we've ended up in this place where you have content that would have been so shocking 10 years ago is really quite normal.
This is the thing that I genuinely am really concerned about, because what we have a generation of young people, and I'm including boys in that as well, by the way, not just girls, who are growing up online. Probably the first, you know, like learning about things like sex online.
Yeah.
We didn't have this in our generation. I feel that, you know, that came along later for us. And what kind of impact do you think we're seeing?
Well, I think, you know, there's the Children's Commission has done amazing work on this, and obviously we all have to hope that age verification will help. But I think for older children, you've got to sort of accept that they're still going to find ways to see it.
Yeah.
There is content that before they've even had their first physical kiss, they have seen rape sex, they've seen incest sex, and they've seen strangulation sex.
Is rape sex not illegal?
If it was actually a rape, yes. But depictions, you can go very, very close to the wire on it.
It's very difficult.
I mean, for example, just sort of, I realise that we're on 9 o'clock, so I've got to be careful, but you can easily get titles that talk about killing women.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. It's always so good to talk to you about this.
Thank you for
the work that you've done as well. I should also say, like, we are genuinely aware that this is a difficult topic, you know, for morning breakfast television, but it's an important one. So we've made the decision to cover it this morning, and I hope you understand why as well.
Yeah.